Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Rebuilding his ties with his adult children is still a work in progress for Sister Wives star Kody Brown. After more than 30 years of living in a polygamous household with his 4 wives, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn Brown, Kody became the patriarch of the family and fathered 18 children in all. But with time, Kody started to give preference to Robyn, his youngest wife, over his other 3. His 3 wives left him as a result of this change in priorities, which caused him to disregard his responsibilities as a husband and parent. Kody and his ex-wives have been at odds over a number of problems over the last several seasons. He battled with Janelle about the Coyote Pass land, told Meri that he never loved her, and accused Christine of betraying him. Robyn and Kody disagreed on the nature of their marriage and its prospects. While Robyn said she was still willing to try if there were assurances that it would work out this time, he stated that he no longer wanted to be in a polygamous relationship. Kody and Robyn seemed content in their monogamous relationship during Sister Wives Season 19. Over the years, Kody has had arguments with a number of his grown children in addition to his ex-spouses. Viewers previously witnessed the polygamous father and his sons, Gabriel Brown and Garrison Brown, in a difficult circumstance. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he urged him to stay at home and adhere to his stringent guidelines. But Gabriel and Garrison decided to ignore Kody's request and carried on with their usual routine. Kody was offended by this choice and requested that Janelle kick Garrison and Gabriel out of their house, which caused his connections with them to become irreparably strained. Police Brown, Christine's son, also had a problem with Kody since he didn't appreciate how Kody had handled his mother. He lost contact with Kody after he and a few of his siblings became weary of his domineering and self-centered actions. According to reports, Kody was also approached by Aspen Brown, Christine's daughter, who questioned him why he didn't like her. In a similar vein, Leon Brown, Meri's child, ceased communicating with Kody due to his beliefs and lack of encouragement. Meri Brown, Kody's daughter, and a number of his other adult children turned away from him because of his contentious nature and previous actions. Kody and Janelle suffered a terrible tragedy in March 2024 when their son, Garrison, died. This tragic incident caused Kody to undergo a metamorphosis and inspired him to become a more loving father. In an attempt to restore broken ties with his kids, Kody made a concerted effort to make amends. As shown in Sister Wives Season 19, Kody made it his mission to become a loving parent again. Regretfully, it doesn't seem that Kody has been able to mend his relationships with his children. Indeed, a few of his kids have come out and said that they no longer associate with him. Police has publicly shown his indifference in keeping a steady relationship with his father in recent months by publicly criticizing Kody in interviews and on TikTok. He has stated that there is very little chance of their father-son relationship ever being restored. Meri's decision to keep quiet about her friendship with Kody shows that she is not interested in developing a relationship with him. In a similar vein, Kody seems to be estranged from his other children, Leon and Gabriel. Because of their hectic schedules, they don't appear interested in making amends with him. Even though Kody hasn't made much progress with all of his kids, he might be able to patch things up with a few who might be more forgiving or understanding. Aspen, Christine's daughter, has demonstrated that she still feels some affection for Kody. She showed concern by asking Kody directly about his feelings for her in a prior interaction. She may be amenable to a possible reconciliation with Kody, but she is still wary because of the way Kody has treated her mother and brothers. Meikelty seems to be diplomatic and has maintained her composure in the face of family strife, in contrast to some of the other children. Considering that she probably dislikes family conflicts, she could be able to work things out with her father. Logan Brown, Kody's older son, would be amenable to dating him as well. Logan may be emotionally grown enough to see that he can make amends with Kody while keeping a respectful distance because he is the family's eldest and more private. It is apparent that Kody's past relationships were greatly impacted by his love for Robyn. Therefore, it makes sense to believe that Robyn contributed to family strife, especially between Kody and his other children. But it wouldn't be just to hold Robyn exclusively responsible for Kody's alienation from his kids. In actuality, Kody's tense connection with the kids who once admired him is probably primarily caused by his past behavior and his abuse of his ex-wives. Many of Kody's kids have voiced worries about his partiality for Robyn throughout the years. Some have called attention to this bias by accusing Kody of being a negligent father, such as Gabriel and Garrison. Kody had forgotten his birthday, so Gabriel even sobbed on tape. It makes sense that children like Paydon and others would point the finger at Kody and believe Robyn is the primary cause of their family's discord. But since Robyn never made him put her before the other sister wives, it's Kody's behavior that has caused him to lose contact with his children. Everyone has their own tastes, so let's avoid design shaming. The worst offense, though? Believing you have a sense of style when you actually don't. It's evident that Sister Wives actors Robyn Brown and Kody Brown lack flair after a Reddit user obtained their home design. Imagine trying to decorate your house with your favorite colors and themes, only to discover that it's just a collection of crappy, Walmart-repeated goods used in the most repulsive ways. Perhaps a renovation rescue is desperately needed for the Browns. There may be only one person on the earth who could save this house with their taste for Western things, garish designs, and abundance of natural wood. Erin Napier is her name. The obvious problems with Kody and Robyn's house must be addressed before we can discuss how Erin might be a design superhero. Cohesion is the key. The Zillow listing revealed some odd selections, such as a bathroom sink reminiscent of Flintstones, a gaudy tufted jewel-tone bed with purple accessories, and a living room with a Western theme that included a Walmart rug and large recliners for comfort rather than vanity. The Browns obviously live in a fantasy world, but not everyone finds it appealing. There are too many colors and textures mixed together, one Reddit member wrote. There are too many distinct wood tones that don't go well with that red. Furniture comes in a variety of hues, yet nothing makes sense or flows. The most bizarre artwork with flimsy frames. I see your thought process, but won't Erin experiment with color and texture in that way? Indeed. But there's a reason for it. They usually reside in the same family if she adds more patterns. Robyn's fondness for purple is evident if we look at the principal bedroom's purple accent hues, but because they're all the same, it seems overdone. What Erin would do is use a range of materials and designs to introduce the ideal tones. As she told a color tale, Robyn would receive what she wanted from her palette. The living room is a pain in the ass. The arrangement of the couches, the TV cabinet, the entrance, and the rug with a Western motif gives the impression that a corral is in place. Erin is able to bring in the rodeo in a less garish style with ease. It would be necessary to tone down everything else, but maybe an accent wall with cowboy wallpaper may be explored. She can add cozy couches and chairs with leather accents that don't overpower the room. Natural wood is the one thing the Browns have going for them. Erin can quickly step in and save the wood, making it more than simply a feature of the house. All they have to do is bring in the expert, and there is hope. Naturally, Erin shouldn't feel upset if her grand millennial design aesthetic isn't to their taste. It isn't suitable for everyone. The celebration of history is what her approach brings. When she performs in a client's house, a whimsical quality emerges. For individuals who like streamlined and uncluttered designs, Joanna Gaines is a great source of inspiration. Her contemporary farmhouse style has become a mainstay in the homes of many HGTV viewers. You can bring Joanna's hearth and hand into your own space by going to Target, even though we just destroyed Walmart. The great thing about HGTV is that you can always count on at least one personality to talk to you. Tristan and Kamahai Kalama infuse their products with the essence of Hawaii. Cole DeBoer and Chelsea celebrate farmhouse style. Jonathan Knight provides you with a traditional farmhouse design. Christina Hawk provides you with a contemporary, muted style. The list goes on and on. So, choose between Robyn and Kody. Someone is out there ready to lend a hand. In the wake of the unimaginable tragedy that shattered the Sister Wives universe, the devastating loss of Robert Garrison Brown, beloved son of Janelle and Kody Brown, fans have been asking the same haunting question over and over. Has this heartbreaking loss moved Kody Brown to finally mend the deep rifts between himself and his surviving children? The answer, while complicated, seems to reflect a family still stuck in emotional limbo. caught between the need for reconciliation and the weight of too much time lost, too many wounds ignored, and too many silent years filled with disappointment, betrayal, and absence. Garrison's death, which shook the entire Sister Wives community to its core, brought a flood of raw emotions to the surface: grief, anger, guilt, and the harsh spotlight of reality that few families ever willingly invite in. But when that reality is broadcast to millions of viewers and intertwined with years of documented dysfunction, the tragedy takes on a gravity that's nearly impossible to process, let alone resolve. For Kody Brown, who has long been criticized for his emotional distance, uneven parenting, and inability to maintain strong bonds with his older children, Garrison's passing has become a mirror and a reckoning. In the quiet spaces between funeral arrangements and media silence, fans have been holding their breath, watching for even the smallest sign that Kody might finally break through the barriers he helped create, that he might reach out with sincerity to Gabriel, to Hunter, to Logan, to Savannah, to Madison, to anyone and say, "I see you. I failed you. I want to be different now." But so far, the evidence remains elusive, murky, and wrapped in the complicated truth that grief alone doesn't always fix what pride has broken. There have been whispers, unconfirmed reports that Kody and Janelle exchanged words that were more than just obligatory at Garrison's memorial, that they shared a long embrace not seen in years, that Kody cried openly in front of his children and uttered something close to an apology, but whether that was a fleeting moment of shared pain or the beginning of actual healing is still unclear. Gabriel, who fans know was already estranged from Kody before Garrison's death, has remained silent, offering no public statements, no social media posts, and no signs of renewed contact with his father. Understandable, considering the layers of unresolved grief now compounded by the death of the one person he might have leaned on through it all. Kody's relationship with Hunter is also believed to be deeply fractured, and while some online sleuths believe they may have attended the same small family gatherings in the aftermath of the tragedy, no photo, no footage, no firm evidence has emerged that any kind of real reconnection has happened. And that silence is deafening, not just for fans, but for those who have watched the evolution or devolution of Kody's role as a father for nearly 2 decades. The show once promised an intimate look at the workings of a modern polygamist family, but over time, what it exposed was a painful truth. Kody Brown became a father who seemed to choose favorites, who let his relationships with adult children decay while prioritizing his dynamic with Robyn and her kids, who refused to hear criticism and who treated emotional calls for connection as personal attacks. So now, fans are left to wonder, was Garrison's passing enough to finally pierce that armor? Did losing a son so tragically and so suddenly create a crack wide enough for change to slip through? Some think yes, others not so much. And many fear that even if Kody wants to fix things now, it may already be too late. In recent months, Janelle's presence online has been quietly powerful, posting tributes to Garrison, sharing photos filled with warmth and pride, standing shoulder to shoulder with her remaining children. But notably absent from most of these moments is Kody, and that absence speaks volumes. Whether it's because he's not invited or because he can't face the magnitude of what's been lost, or perhaps because his relationships are still too fragile to appear united in public, remains a mystery. Robyn, too, has been silent, and while some fans give her space for grief, others remain critical, questioning whether her influence over Kody contributed to the very estrangement that left Garrison and his siblings feeling abandoned, ignored, and emotionally discarded. One particularly painful layer to this story is the fact that Garrison himself expressed frustration and sadness over his father's favoritism and distance in previous seasons, and fans have since rewatched those scenes with fresh, heart-wrenching context. The signs of hurt were always there. The longing for approval, the emotional void. And now, with Garrison gone, that longing has been carved into the show's legacy forever, a wound that can never be healed, only honored. The surviving siblings, especially Gabriel and Hunter, are believed to be shielding their grief in private, supported by their mothers and each other, but few expect them to publicly re-embrace their father anytime soon. Trust isn't built in a moment of tragedy. It's built in consistent presence, in apologies backed by action, in long talks, in quiet moments that say, "I'm here now and I won't leave again." And fans haven't seen that yet. They want to, but they haven't. Still, there is hope, because if grief can destroy, it can also rebuild. Slowly. Imperfectly. Painfully. There are rumors that Kody has reached out to Savannah more frequently, that he's made tentative overtures to Madison, that he's begun attending therapy with Janelle, or at least discussing the possibility of mediated conversations with their adult children. And that would be a massive shift. But for every whisper of progress, there are equal whispers of resistance, of children too hurt to trust again, of wounds too raw to be soothed with a single text or awkward hug. Because this isn't just about the death of one son. It's about years of emotional neglect that culminated in an irrevocable loss. And the question isn't just whether Kody wants to change, it's whether he knows how, whether he can move past his own defensive instincts and truly listen, not speak, not justify, not redirect blame. Just listen. Just be a father. A flawed one. A broken one. But a present one. So, has Kody Brown repaired his relationships with his children after Garrison's death? The brutally honest answer is, not yet. Not fully. Maybe not at all. But the door isn't locked, just barely cracked open, waiting for someone brave enough to reach through. And maybe that someone needs to be Kody. Maybe it's his turn to do the chasing, the apologizing, the growing. Because Garrison's memory deserves that. His legacy demands it. And if Sister Wives means anything anymore, it should be about the hard work of healing, not just between wives, but between a father and the children who once loved him, waited for him, and are now learning to live without one of their own. In a time when HGTV home Reno royalty reigns supreme and design voices like Erin Napier, the 39-year-old Mississippi-based queen of rustic charm and warm Southern elegance, have reshaped the way America thinks about coziness and character, viewers can't help but beg for her input on something that's been spiraling completely out of control on reality TV for years: the wild, dusty, and wildly inconsistent interior design aesthetic of TLC's Sister Wives. Yes, we're talking wagon wheels mounted sideways on living room walls, fake cowhide rugs thrown over tile, turquoise vases that clash violently with buttery tan drapes, and leather recliners that look like they were rescued from a desert-themed bowling alley in 1998. And fans are sounding the alarms because, honestly, it's time someone like Erin Napier stepped in and helped these women and Kody figure out what in the name of rustic charm is going on, and more importantly, how to make it stop. The cries are growing louder after Season 19's behind-the-scenes glimpses into Robyn's Flagstaff living room, a mishmash of tufted faux suede sectionals, heavy mission-style armoires, and wall art that tries to scream heritage cowboy chic, but mostly whispers big lots clearance sale. And the internet has declared, enough is enough. If anyone has the guts, grace, and aesthetic vision to untangle this mess, it's Erin Napier. A woman who can transform a crumbling craftsman with wood rot into a magazine-ready haven without losing the soul of the space. So, can she do for the Sister Wives universe what she's done for Laurel, Mississippi? Can she give polygamist Prairie Chic a serious facelift? It's not just Robyn's house under fire, though hers, by far, is the most talked about. Viewers have long questioned her overwhelming commitment to Western royalty vibes, which appears to mean dark bronze sconces, clunky ranch furniture, and shelves full of ceramic cacti that seem less decor and more a cry for help. But Janelle's aesthetic also raised eyebrows when she moved into her RV temporarily, embracing a minimalist, pioneer woman-on-the-run setup that had no real design cohesion. One day it was Little House on the Prairie, the next it was Breaking Bad in a trailer park, and fans were begging for her to hang something, anything, on the walls that didn't scream storage unit. Christine, now happily remarried and thriving, has done better since moving into a bright, airy home with her new husband David Woolley, but flashbacks of her past homes still haunt viewers. Those dusty rose curtains, random craft store knickknacks nailed to walls like booby traps, and the classic 2008 beige color palette that made her space look like it was perpetually trapped in a filtered flashback. It's like each wife had a different idea of homey, and they all went rogue. each competing in a very unsupervised Pinterest war, without an ounce of design editing or spatial cohesion. Enter the internet's design emergency call, paging Aaron Napier. Please help. Fans, exhausted and confused, have taken to social media in droves with memes, tweets, and TikToks parodying the sister-wives-style disasters. One viral post even featured a side-by-side comparison of Aaron's signature warm wood-toned dining rooms with Robyn's chaotic living room, captioned, "One is a warm hug. The other is a warning sign." Another said, "HGTV needs to do a crossover where Aaron Napier stages an intervention. Forget hometown. This is a home emergency."